Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, where we're bringing you everything you need to know before the market opens. So let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back and thank you all so much for being here. It is an exciting day as I figured out how to balance on my crutches to actually style my hair, so major milestones there. This morning we'll be taking a look at exciting stock market news, notable earnings reports, and which stocks are the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Make sure you've downloaded that TipRanks mobile app so you can access the wisdom of thousands of Wall Street analysts and hundreds of corporate insiders on the go. Links will be in the description down below. Now let's get right into this morning's exciting stock market news. U.S. stock futures are mixed this morning after the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.25% yesterday and said that their monetary policy tightening has begun to slow the pace of inflation. Right now, Dow futures are down 0.33%, but S&P 500 futures are up 0.45%, and Nasdaq futures are boosted by tech earnings, up 1.22%. Shares of Baidu are continuing to see momentum. This time they are boosted by a filing that revealed BlackRock has increased its stake in the company. Shares of Baidu grew over 13% yesterday and continue to rise slightly in the pre-market after it was shown that BlackRock has increased its stake in Baidu to 6.6% of the company. This makes it one of the company's largest shareholders. It seems the company is positioning itself for a boom in the artificial intelligence sector. Wall Street analysts currently rate the stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 5.6%. Bed Bath & Beyond is edging closer towards bankruptcy. Yesterday they missed their interest payment due date, and in perfect common sense as a result, the stock is up 26% this morning. The company failed to pay back more than $28 million in interest payments on debt notes of about $1 billion. This comes after last week they got a default note from JP Morgan Chase warning them of inadequate funds for payments. This latest payment was due yesterday on the 1st, and the default puts them into a 30-day grace period. They're reportedly in talks for a loan to help them navigate through bankruptcy proceedings. Wall Street analysts come in with a strong sell and a downside of 51%. Now, moving right along to notable earnings reports, as that is what's dominating the headlines this week. The after hours will be very busy this evening. We'll be hearing from behemoths like Apple, Amazon, Google, Ford, and Qualcomm, to just name a few. In the after hours last night, we heard from Meta Platforms. Their stock is soaring this morning, up almost 20%. Now, the company did miss on earnings, but beat on revenue and highlighted cost-cutting measures to improve efficiency for the future. In their fourth quarter report, they lowered their capital expenditure outlook for this year by about $4 billion. They also laid out plans for a $40 billion stock buyback. Their earnings per share of $1.76 did miss estimates by 48 cents per share, but revenue of $32.17 billion did beat expectations by $480 million. Analysts currently rate the Meta stock a strong buy with an average upside of about 25%. In the pre-market this morning, we heard from Eli Lilly. They posted mixed results but are falling slightly as demand for their COVID therapies affects the top line. They reported Q4 earnings per share of $2.09, which beat expectations by 24 cents per share. Meanwhile, their revenue of $7.3 billion did fall nearly 9% year over year and missed by $90 million. Analysts do currently rate the stock a strong buy with an average upside of nearly 17%. We've also heard from ConocoPhillips. Their profit and production did rise but fell short of expectations. Their production increased 9.3% to 1,758,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day, but was just shy of the consensus 1,764. Their Q4 earnings per share of $2.71 fell 19 cents short of expectations. Their stock is currently rated a moderate buy amongst analysts with an average upside of 21%. We've heard from Merck. They beat on both earnings and revenue, but the stock is down slightly on a weak revenue guidance. The company is expecting revenue to drop in 2023 amid a decline in sales of their COVID-19 antiviral. Their Q4 earnings per share came in at $1.62, beating expectations by 8 cents per share, and revenue of $13.8 billion beat expectations by $140 million. Analysts currently rate the stock a strong buy with an average upside of 13%. And we also heard from Estee Lauder. Their stock is falling despite beating on earnings and revenue, and once again that future outlook is to blame. For the year, they are lowering their outlook given the November and December disruption to travel and staffing levels in Hainan that slowed the expected normalization of inventory. They reported earnings per share of $1.54 that beat expectations by 25 cents per year, and revenue of $4.62 billion that did decline over 16% year over year but came in $40 million ahead of expectations. Their stock is currently rated a moderate buy, but we do have some low price targets that are dragging down that average. Other big names reporting this morning include Shell, Bristol-Myers Squibb, and Harley-Davidson, but I would be here all day if I went through every single one of them. So let's move along to the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Our biggest gainers this morning are led by Meta Platforms following their earnings. Trading under the ticker META, the stock is currently up about 19%. They're followed by Align Tech under ALGN, up nearly 16%, and Elf Beauty under ELF, up 14.5%. And our biggest losers this morning are led by Hanes Brands. This is after their fourth quarter report where they said they would be eliminating their dividend. Trading under the ticker HBI, the stock is currently down 18.5%. They're followed by Advanced Drainage Systems under WMS, down nearly 9%, and Littelfuse under LFUS, down 6.25%. So that is going to be everything for Thursday's pre-market morning update, getting you up to speed with what you need to know before that opening bell. If you made it to the end of today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, say good morning in the comments, and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you back here next time.